welcome. So in this lesson, we are looking at how to sing and play the piano at the same time. Now, I have to say, the very first time that I sang while playing the piano, I was absolutely sidelined. Sidelined the word? Sidelined? Flabbergasted, shocked, surprised at how difficult it was to sing and play at the same time. I thought it was just gonna be easy. It made sense that if I could, play with my hands, I was an accomplished piano player, and I knew how to sing, but when I tried to do them both at the same time, it was not good. It felt like learning to ride a bike for the first time. So the good news is, if you've learned to ride a bike, it's really challenging and kind of scary at the beginning, but once you've got it, you've got it. Same thing with singing and playing the piano. So in this video, I'm gonna give you some tips for how to get used to singing while you're playing. So number one, the most important thing before you even begin is to make sure that you really know your song. And you need to know your song on the piano, and you need to learn your song as a vocalist completely separately before you try to put these two things together. So this means that you don't have to think about it, you can just sit down, play your song, and then if you were to walk away from the piano, you could sing your song. And now a great test to test out if you actually really do know your song is, can you sing it a cappella without any music accompanying you? So what often happens is we hear a song on the radio and we sing along with it. Maybe we even know all the words. And we're like, yeah, I know the song. But then you go and you try to sing along with a karaoke track where there's no guide vocal, and it can all fall apart really, really quickly. And this happens to accomplished singers. It's just one of those things. So to test if you really know your song, you should be able to sing along with a karaoke track with no guide vocal, or you should be able to just go and sing it a cappella. So when you can do those two things, then you're ready to bring it to the piano. Now, I'm going to assume that you are here already knowing how to play basic chords, because this isn't gonna be a piano lesson, this is gonna be more of how to coordinate your singing with your playing. But if you don't, and you're like, oh, I just really wanna learn how to play the piano so I can do this, check out the links in the description below this video. We will hook you up so that you know how to get to where you need to go to start learning how to build those chords. So once you're able to play the piano part of your song without singing along, and once you're able to sing your song without any guide melody, you're ready to take them to the piano and put it all together. So the first rule of thumb is to keep things as simple as possible. Now, I've got my song that I want to sing and play. It's by Bob Dylan. I love Bob Dylan. So you should pick a song that you love to. And I'm not gonna play fancy. I'm gonna just play a chord and hold it. I'm not gonna make any rhythm. I'm not gonna make any runs. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just humming along. That's it. So my piano part was really simple. I was not bothering with singing words. I was just humming. Because when you hum, you're taking away all the pressure of what happens with your voice when you've got those vowels to contend with. Vowels and consonants can present their own problems as singers, and that's stuff that you gotta work out before you get to the piano. So to get used to the action of playing and singing, it's a great idea to just hum along. Another thing you can do, and I do this with basically every song I ever learn actually, is the bubble. So if you're feeling like being a bit ridiculous, you could do this. And you could go as far into your song as you'd like. Just get used to it. And so once that feels comfortable, you can try singing along. So you might try this. It ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe, if you don't know by now. And if that feels like a little bit awkward still, and you're like, oh, it's too hard, don't worry. Instead of following the pitch with your voice, just try saying the words. Again, you're gonna feel ridiculous. I'm gonna try to keep it straight face while I do this. So, it ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe, if you don't know by now. And you gotta try to like line up those chord changes with where they go in your sentences, and you will feel ridiculous, but again, it takes the pressure off having to sing and control your voice and just helps you to place the chords with where they fit in the phrase. So that could be really helpful. And I think I did a really good job not laughing while I was doing that. So that's another tip that you can use to help gain some comfort. So once you've got that, you can play very simple chords, just holding, you're not playing any rhythms. That's when you can begin to introduce a little bit of the more fancy aspects of your playing. And I just have to tell you now, I have been playing the piano for a long time. I teach the piano, and there's even certain rhythms that I struggle with to play while I'm singing. So this is something that, if you know, in other musical terms, like if you're learning the piano or the drums or even the guitar, hand independence is the ability to do one thing here and another thing there. It's the same thing when you're trying to do a rhythm here that's different than what your voice is doing. It's normal for it to be difficult. So just know that this skill takes time to develop, and it could be something that you have the benefit, the privilege of actually having to work on for the rest of your life, which is good because it means you're growing. You should always be growing. So I'm gonna add some rhythm this time. It ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. There's the rhythm. If you don't know by now. And if that's too tricky, keep the rhythm going, but go back to humming. Try the bubble. I'm laughing. So you see, you kind of have to you push yourself, and then when it gets too difficult, you dial it back and simplify. And then you go, okay, I got this. So you're gonna add a little bit more of another skill, and then you gotta back it off and simplify. But that's the steps you can take. So go from having learned things separately really well on their own, play your piano as simply as humanly possible. Do not attempt rhythms at first. Hum along. When you're ready, you can use the bubble, or you can start to put the words together. Speak them out loud if you're having trouble placing everything. I use a chord chart for everything. So it tells me the chords appear above the word that I need to be changing them on. So that's why that works really well. It ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. That still feels really strange to me. So that can be super, super useful. And before you know it, you're gonna be singing and playing the piano. It's the best feeling ever. It's so much fun. So once you get started, you're probably never, ever, ever gonna wanna stop. I hope that you found this helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. We'll see you next time. Ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe, if you don't know